What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So many people have asked me and are asking me and inquiring about undefeated two-division world champion, former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and now welterweight title contender, superstar boxer Devin and Dream Haney, who is 32 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. Devin Haney knocking out and dominating his sparring partner, or beating up his sparring partner, that sparked well-respected, well-renowned former fighter or active fighter, trainer, and boxing pundit, Greg Hackett, my brother, GHB, Greg Hackett Boxing. Go subscribe to GHB. So, Devin Haney got a big fight coming up in a few weeks, November 22nd to be exact, as he's going to take on what I believe is the best welterweight in the world and undefeated WBO welterweight world champion, knockout artist, highlight reel, star boxer, Brian Norman Jr., who has 28 wins, no loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout, right? So with that said, Devin Haney is about 5'8.5", 5'9". Brian Norman's about 5'8". He's slightly shorter than Devin Haney. They both have the same arm reach, about 72-inch arms. But this is Brian Norman's weight class, right? He's competed at 147. So with that said, Brian Norman is a hard puncher, knockout artist, knocked out Jen Sasaki, knocked out Santillan to become the world champion, right? He wins in dramatic fashion. Knocked out Jen Sasaki, erased his memory, right? So he wins in dramatic fashion. We know this. And so with that said, Devin Haney had two fights, to which Devin Haney had the Ryan Garcia fight, the last two fights we've seen him in, the Ryan Garcia fight and the fight he had with Jose Ramirez. Not his best outing. Not the Ryan Garcia fight, got dropped 3 times. He initially lost, then it was the whole debacle. Ryan Garcia, we found out, was on performance enhancers, tested positive, got suspended. And the left hook was what Devin Haney got caught with, right? The fight got overturned. The rest is history. Then we have the situation with he was out the ring for a year, come back, he fight Jose Ramirez, and he just boxed to a victory, didn't engage. And many people said he was scared, he was damaged goods from the Ryan Garcia fight, right? So that's the last 2 outings. And then now you match him up against a big puncher and a knockout artist and a highlight reel in Brian Norman Jr. And obviously people say Devin Haney's going to get knocked out, right? So with that said, it's a shocker to people that Devin Haney can stay in the pocket. I think that people forget. Now, I wouldn't advise Devin Haney stay in the pocket with Brian Norman, but Devin Haney is elusive. Devin Haney has a high ring IQ. He controls distance very, very well. He can fight and make you miss in the phone booth when he wants to, right? I think Devin Haney looks back at the Ryan Garcia fight and he knows that he made some mistakes in the fight with Ryan Garcia, even though Ryan Garcia tested positive for the banned substance that he could correct moving forward. So Devin Haney would make adjustments. But am I shocked that Greg says that he saw after that sparring session he witnessed, he feels like Devin Haney can stop Brian Norman? No. I think people overstate this whole Devin Haney pillow-fisted situation, because I think people forget Devin Haney had knockout of the year. So you know he has the capabilities of getting a knockout. He dropped Regis Prograis, who was a very durable fighter. So I think people overstate this whole notion that Devin Haney is pillow-fisted. Because it just adds to the disdain that people have towards Devin Haney. They take these narratives and they run with it. Oh, Devin can't punch. Devin can't. Is he Tank Davis? No. But can he get the job done? Yeah. You ever see fighters just run up on Devin Haney and run through his punches? No, you never see that. It's the same thing they said about Floyd Mayweather. Pillow-fisted, can't punch. And then they proved to be opposite of that. And now what? Right? So you ain't got to be Mike Tyson, Tank Davis, and Deontay Wilder to win fights. So you ain't got to be that. You know what I'm saying? So am I surprised that Devin Haney convinced Greg Hackett, my brother Greg Hackett, that he can stop and knock out Brian Norman? No, I'm not surprised at all. Not one bit. But I will say this is that I wouldn't advise him to stay in the pocket, and that's what Greg said on YSM. He said it's not going to be him just being the bull in the china shop, right? It's going to be him mixing it up, and Brian Norman is going to be confused, is what he said. And after about the 4th and 5th round, Brian Norman is going to be, surprised at the moment start to wear down, surprised just how good Devin Haney is. And then Brian Norman starts to wear down. He said then he gets dropped. Then the second time he gets dropped and he don't get up, right? That's a possibility. I tell you what, if that does happen, that's going to even add even more. You would think that would give Devin Haney credit to that if he knocked out Brian Norman. If he stopped Brian Norman, right? You think that would just be the credit he needs. It's going to do the polar opposite. It's going to be the polar opposite. He stops Brian Norman. People more going to jump on the notion that, told you Brian Norman ain't him. Told you Brian Norman ain't fought nobody. Told you Brian Norman ain't that dude. Brian Norman was a paper champion. That's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's unfortunate, man, but that's exactly what's going to happen. Exactly what's going to happen. But again, man, it's an exciting fight. So people was asking me, did I see it? I didn't see the sparring. I don't know what Greg is talking about. I have no clue. I did not witness the sparring. Nothing. So I don't know. But Greg has his own connections in the sport. Matter of fact, he probably got more connections than I do, right? So I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't witness it. But hey, Greg is, people are saying, hey, Greg is trolling Brian Norman because he don't like Brian Norman Sr. I don't think that's the case. He said that he knows the person that was in the ring, and he was surprised at just how good Devin Haney was. So I don't think that when he said that, I don't believe that's Greg trolling Brian Norman just because they got a bit of a rivalry going on. I don't think that to be the case at all. But let's see how it unfolds and plays out, man. Let me know what y'all think. Drop a comment in the comment section. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. Your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.